What's up everybody, this is Night Viper. Today we're going to go over the Crystalline Dimension. I want to show you guys exactly what you need to do when you touch ground, and that way you guys can hit the ground running, know exactly what you're supposed to do, and have a better chance of being successful at this dimension. So if you're interested in that, stick around. Don't forget to subscribe so you're notified on my next video. Check out the Discord, the link will be in the description, and I have a section under Spacetime Hub. I have all the dimensions, but go down to the Crystalline Dimension. There's a thread button you can click and you'll have all the information I have on it. I'm going to update that with what I go over in this video. With that said, let's jump into it. Alright guys, so we're talking the Crystalline Dimension, and the easiest way to explain this dimension is just to show you what the city requirements are, because you have different requirements in this dimension to capture different cities, and it kind of corresponds with your revelation rewards and your season quests. So we're just going to break all that down. First off, when you get dropped in here, you're going to take your level 1 city, and you want to position your fortress between the level 1 and level 2, because the level 2 city has a big zombie infestation, and you have to kill 80% of them before it allows you to take that level 2 city. It's going to look like this. You have a bunch of zombies all over the place. So you have your little mark, so once this hits 80%, you're going to be able to take that city. However, there are specific things with this zombie, and I want to show you some things on this. And we're going to go into our season quest button here. We have our revelation reward. So for that zombie, as an alliance, as a whole, to get the revelation reward, you have to kill 200 of them. That actually is very easy to do. You guys are going to get through that quick because everybody's going to be working on this. The reason everybody's going to be working on this as soon as possible is these zombies disappear after they're killed. They never come back. They don't respawn. So when reset happens and the dimension opens, jump on this quick, because within that first day, you're going to notice these things getting obliterated from the map. You not only have this quest, but you have your season quest and your challenges. And you got this guy here, Zombie Hunter. You need to personally kill 30 of these. And that's going to take a lot of durability, and it's going to take some time. But you need to pay attention that once you hit 30, stop killing them. So keep looking at this number. Make sure you know where you're at, so you're not taking those zombies away from your teammates, because again, they don't respawn. With that said, you're trying to hit that 80% on the city so you can take it. So your team really needs to be there and participate, getting their 30 zombies, clearing that area, take that city so you can move that direction. But there's going to be another thing that happens in the beginning of this dimension that's a little weird, and I want to show you guys what happened with us. We were down at the bottom corner of the screen, and we ended up being in a bad area. We had an alliance, we were fighting with them, and so we ended up moving, and I noticed a bunch of whales are going to be taking a bunch of level 1 cities. It's weird because we normally would just see them going to the gate straight and collecting all the higher cities. But they're collecting level 1 cities, and they're doing that, and even relocating to do that so that they can get the first cap rewards. Because it's important to get those in this dimension, because what you're getting these things. You're getting 10 impure crystals, crystallites, and 5 pure crystallites. And these pure crystallites are a little harder to get. You can get them by city caps, and you can get them by doing your driftland trials, and we'll go into what that is in a minute. But just know, you want to get this currency because that's how you're going to upgrade everything in this dimension, and that's how you're going to score well on the leaderboard. So those are very important. So they want to get a jump start. They're going to be taking a bunch of level 1 cities. And your city cap when you start is 8. So they're taking a bunch of these. They're even dropping them, moving to take more. So that's the dynamic. It is a lot of moving around happening in the very beginning of this. And I think the best thing for you guys to do, drop in, take your level 1 city. Again, position a fortress here and hit these zombies with your main line. Send your second and third line to the cities that are next to you and take them as soon as possible. Don't wait for teammates. Just get in there and freaking take them. Because that's going to make the whales see that these are taken, and they're going to move on to a different part to take all the first caps. They'll be back. But that'll give you a little buffer room where, you know, as long as you're not fighting them for a city, that'll give you a little buffer room where they're going to leave you alone. They'll go do the first caps and they'll come back. So now you got your level 1. Your level 2 cities have those zombies. And those zombies are not regular zombies. They are vicious demon zombies. This chick is just evil. And it says recommended power 3.6. Total lie. This is not the recommended power. I sent all 4 of my lineups out, which are all well below or well above the 3.6 mark. 2 of them came back defeated. The other 2 came back with like 100 grievously wounded and 200 to 300 lightly wounded. It was a mess. So at that point, we had to figure out what works best killing these things, because we don't want to fill up our infirmary when we have all these other big alliances around there. That's like our nest egg right there. We need that. So what we figured out is by setting up a lineup that has 2 tanks in the front with Alpha Bless, that was the best situation for us. Me, I didn't have that same lineup as other teammates had. The best one that they found that got you the least amount of wounded was the Victoria line, where you had like Harmon and Bolton, or Bury and Bolton up front with the red gadgets. This is going to make it so you're really not getting any wounded. You're able to go out. However, I didn't have those heroes, and also the Victoria line is hella slow. I did this as a hybrid. I got Alpha Bless, Super Core, and Daryl Wall in the front, damage dealers in the back. Before I did this, this is what I had. Let me move him. Let me come over here. This is my main line. And this line here went out and hit her once. I had to refill my people, which is why you park your fortress close. And I could only get her once, and I had a bunch of wounded. I switched barely anything. I moved these guys over and threw Harmon in instead. That's it. And I was able to kill her 7 times before I had to refill to go out and get her again. It's a massive difference. So put your tanks in the front, Alpha Blast and Super Core, or all Alpha Blast on them, and you're going to be able to do well. If you want to make it go faster, then go with a Haytex line instead of a Victoria line. So that's what we know about our level 2 zombies. You also have these other guys. I guess I should mention this. You got these dudes too that you can attack, but as you can see, recommended power is 5.1, and I was getting a bunch of wounded on a 3.6. I hit him once. I don't believe I won, and then I stopped hitting him. So that's why he's kind of a second thought for me. I stick to this one if you can. You're getting the same amount of zombies knocked off. It's easier to do. So take those guys out, and again, do this as soon as possible, because in the first day, these guys are going to be gone. Next up, we have our level 3 cities. Level 3 cities are totally different. I'm going to go to a place where nobody has it. I'm going to go here. As you can see, all these level 3 cities say signal towers held by your alliance, because when you try to take a level 3, you have to first occupy all the signal towers for this level 3. Now for your signal towers, we have, let me see if I can get one for you so you can see what they look like. Right here. Signal towers are pretty easy to get. They have low walls, they have low garrison. There's a good and bad about that. So you have a Revelations mission where you have to occupy and actually have them on you, 20 of these when this timer runs out. We got into a war, lost 3 of them, and didn't get this challenge. So focus on the timer, make sure that you have 20 so that you can get this one. It's not a massive loss if you didn't, but we're trying to get all the Revelation rewards we can get. So keep an eye on this. And now the next one we're looking at is your challenges. You have this guy, Repair Expert. So it says join the capture of, and it'll originally say 2 signal towers. And then when you hit 2, it ups to 4, to 6, and that just keeps going up and up and up. I've been told it caps out at 25. So I've gotten 15 out of 25. But this uses fuel. Every time you hit one of these towers, it uses fuel. And you're going to be taking cities. And you're going to be hitting this specific zombie that's also going to take fuel. So fuel is going to be dispersed all over the place. But you have this mission for the entire season. So spread it out. That way you can kind of get some here or there. My main advice to you on this, and the main complaint I've heard from everybody on my Discord on this, is they can't remember what signal towers they hit. And at first I thought it was kind of funny because I'm like, I think I can remember which ones they were. And then I wasted 3 fuel because I didn't remember which ones they were. The reason I'm saying you need to keep track of these signal towers is because you have to hit 25 different signal towers. It doesn't count if you hit the same tower twice. You're not getting 2 points. It's 1 point per different tower. And the other thing you need to know is your city has to be bordering the city that you're going to be hitting. So you can hit signal towers any city that you're bordering, but I can't go across map and hit signal towers in somebody else's. So we have this level 2, we're taking the level 3, we're bordering them, we take all 4 signal towers, then we take the 3. Now we can take signal towers in here and here, and the best way to keep track of this is just by taking a screenshot and marking all the ones that you hit as you go. So that way you don't accidentally waste fuel on them. But I think the most important thing to note here, and I'm going to give you a really good strategy, is you don't actually have to capture the signal towers to get it towards your personal goal. To capture the city, yes, you need all 4 signal towers. But if you're not taking the city, you only have to hit the tower. The verbiage on it says join the capture of so many towers. Take the word capture out, you don't have to capture. You have to hit, and it doesn't even matter if you win. So what we did was we sent a lineup like this. 1 hero, 1 troop. If you don't know, you can click down here on these troops and you can actually change the amount of troops that go in your car. 1 hero, 1 troop. You can send this to hit any tower and it will not affect it in any way. You will lose, but that counts for 1 point for you. That is 1 distinctive tower. Do that with all the towers around you. If you have an alliance that is not friends with you, so like these guys over here are cool. I don't know if they've played the Dimension before or not, but we've been just piggybacking or ping-ponging off of each other. And so I put my fortress here and I hit all their towers. They've been sending people over to hit ours when they're available, because these guys keep taking them as well. So we're doing that, and now we have these guys. We've been at war with these guys. We've been taking cities back and forth since the start of this, essentially, which is fun. But also, they're taking our signal towers. So now we can send one hero, one troop, and hit that signal tower for anybody in the alliance that hasn't been able to hit one yet. That counts for 1 point. And you can do that for all of the signal towers that they take back from you and all the signal towers in their land. So, I mean, right here, we have 12 signal towers that I'm able to hit because they're taking these back from us. You got 16 if you count this one we've been fighting for, and then we got these 2 as well. So you can pretty quickly get this, and you have the entire season to get it. Again, it uses fuel, spread it out. But now we're on to our level 4 cities, and level 4 cities are important to get because they're a gate. You do get revelation rewards for your 4s, 5s, 6, and Eden. Now, what you need to focus on, though, for the revelation rewards is you actually get a reward for taking the fog, and that's where you don't want to mess up. So we ran tests this season because nobody knew going in if we could take the fog without taking the city, because we were at war for this city, and it was a big war for this city. We had other alliances coming in and everything for the city, helping these guys out. So basically, we were worried that they were going to come in here and take all the fog, and it was a legit worry because they came in and took the city immediately. I can't stress this enough. Do not take the city right away. When you take the city, fog disappears. Fog never comes back. This is what the map is going to look like when you first unlock these cities. You unlock these a week out. So you got a week to do all this other stuff. Now, week happens, this unlocks, and you have all this fog. Now, if you look at the map now, that fog is gone. You have, I think, a tiny bit in the south of this, but like, that fog is gone. We have a teeny tiny bit right over here. That's it. This goes very, very fast. So the thing that you need to do is come in and take as much fog as you can with your alliance. You do have a personal and a revelation goal for this before you take the cities. They also have these other towers in here. It's a different kind of tower. And when you take those towers, a big area of the fog disappears. Don't do that. Let your alliance get it. I think these guys are upset because they came in and they took a bunch of cities. They didn't know. I don't think they've been to this dimension before based on how the play has been. They didn't know, and they took a bunch of cities, so their people didn't get to clean up any fog, and they're not going to get those rewards now. So I think that's another reason why we're kind of dueling with these guys here. So we ran a test. Now we're at war with these guys over the city, and like I said, big war. I stationed myself right here, though, right there. And as soon as this gate unlocked, we ran the test to see, can we take this fog without the cities unlocking? And so this is what happened. Come through. You click like you're taking a block and you capture. We don't have any of the cities. The gate's just unlocked and we were able to take it. So that's what you're going to do. You can skip about 2 spaces, and as you're doing this and unlocking these, you get these little boxes that come up, and you're able to capture the boxes and get like a little reward. You'll see it right up here. There's that box. So these boxes are freaking everywhere, and you can collect those as you go, but again, it takes durability. You don't get great things out of those boxes, so plan it out because you need a lot of this fog. So let's go over that. Alright, so looking at your season quest, we have your revelation reward, and that one we haven't unlocked yet. That doesn't come until the next chapter, but at the end of this chapter you have to dispel 100,000 sections of fog. Now it's a lot, and the problem is it doesn't show you what your progress is. So you just got to go for it. We don't know how much the progress is on that, but what we do know is in your season quest, you have a challenge where you have to dispel, I'll move it over here so you can see it, dispel 400 sections of fog. Now that's you personally. 400 sections of fog, and that's a lot of fog. It's going to take a lot of durability, and that's pretty much the name of the game in this dimension. You're going to be cleaning up zombies like crazy to get those crystals, and you're going to be having to dispel all this fog. So wrenches, as many wrenches as you can save before you get here, that is going to be a huge benefit to you. You don't have to buy wrenches, just keep saving them up before you come here and then do that. One thing I do want to mention to you guys though, you don't get prestige points for this dimension. I haven't seen these once. So if you're banking on doing these, this is not really a dimension to go to if you're trying to buy things in the shop. I had stuff saved up from last time, and that's how I was able to get these things. But now I've not received, I don't think, 1 point since I got in this dimension. So just be aware of that. So those are things you need to look at for the fog. And just to finish out the cities and revelation rewards, you're going to get revelation rewards for your 4, 5, 6, and Eden cities. That's your normal revelation rewards. The only other thing to note on the map is that when you go past this next gate is the last place that you're going to have fog. So if you weren't able to get your mission done previously, you can come in here and get it, but to show you the difference in size, this is what was open before, and it was gone very quickly. This is going to be gone within an hour or two. So be present, be mining somewhere in this area, or come and attack a zombie close so you could shoot straight over there and take that fog as fast as you can if you haven't got it already. Last thing about the map that I think is noteworthy is Eden itself does have towers as well. You have to take these laser towers out. They're very small. They're similar to the signal towers, you can see. Very small, but you do need to take all 4 of these before you can take Eden itself, and it'll tell you that right here. Click on it, and it says you got to be able to take these guys out first. So, but that's it. You take those guys out, and I think that's where the main big whale alliances can put up a battle and fight before even going to Eden. You have to run over and you have to take these towers. So get there first, so that way you guys can get Eden. And that is everything on the map. We're going to go into the other part of this, and this will be the last part in this video. And it's going to be your analyzer, driftland, and this monster right here. And if you guys have stuck out this far, thank you for watching. I really hope you're getting a lot of good information from this. I try to set it up fast, but I also want to be detailed. I want to let you guys know all the info. So if this is helping you guys out, if you like the video, that shows me that you guys do want me to continue making videos like this that is beneficial for you. So with that said, the Crystalline lab. In the Crystalline analyzer, this is where you're getting all your rewards. And it's weird how they give them to you. As you analyze crystals, you end up getting superchargers, but it doesn't pop up anywhere. Not in the mail, there's no quota, there's no page anywhere showing that you're getting these. But you check your inventory and they'll be there. So if you're somebody that's really good at data, if you can let us know exactly how many crystals we need to analyze, or if there's any type of upgrades we need to do to continue to get more or better amounts of superchargers, that would be great to know. What I do know about this dimension is the big spenders can get over 100 superchargers in this dimension. And I myself have bought one thing, and that's the 4th analyzer. I've only bought that, and it was 20 bucks, and I have gotten a ton of superchargers. So you can do this without spending a bunch of money. I bought that because 1, superchargers, and 2, I wanted to be competitive with the leaderboards, and that is very helpful if you want to. I would not spend any money on crystals, not whatsoever. You can hit the little plus button, and you can take it and buy them in packs. Waste of your money. The way you're going to get these crystals is by mopping up zombies and using all your durability any chance you can to mop these zombies up. That's going to give you 1 to 2 of these per zombie. It gives you the same amount for a mutated zombie, but a mutated zombie takes 20 durability. So knock out your mutated zombies for the day, the minimum amount you need to do, and then other than that, regular zombies, just mop them up like crazy. You can use wrenches. I typically use about 15 per car per day because I had a bunch saved up before I got here. So definitely save up your wrenches. And that'll give you 2 repairs on your car, each car. You also have repairs in your repair station. Get a couple of those a day. You get 2 more if you have premium. And you get, I get 1 more for my policy card. And maybe if you upgrade that, it'll go higher. I'm not sure. But policy cards, check that out too, because you get another free repair. All of that durability, bank it and put it into mopping up and getting as many of these crystals as possible. These guys, your pure crystals, that's going to be from taking cities. But the majority of these are coming from your Driftland trials. Driftland trials, as a reward, you get those crystals. And that's where you're going to get a lot of them. So don't be upset if you can't get a bunch of cities. You're still able to compete in here, and you're still able to get superchargers. This is where it's kind of leveling out for smaller players and bigger players. You may be dominated on the map by these guys, but superchargers you could still obtain. So we're going to take these 2 currencies. We're going to throw them into an analyzer, and they're going to kick out these 2. So you're popping these guys in. You click on your first analyzer. The only one that's open when you start is green. The rest of these are closed. You're going to jump in here, and you need the impure more than you need the pure. You need a ton of impure crystals. So we're going to analyze those first and get this process going. If you buy the 4th, you can put it in there. The 4th is nothing special. It's not like giving you a speed boost on anything or anything crazy. The thing is you're having 2 going instead of 1, so you're doubling your output. And then when you unlock the middle 2, now you have 4 going. So that's the point. You want to knock these out as soon as possible so you can really start cranking out those crystals. So for the second analyzer, you're going to need 300 of these intermediate crystals, and I believe 1 of these advanced to unlock this guy. That's a lot when you first start. So I would start researching a couple things. I'm going to show you what to research, and then come back, double back, and unlock these 2. The third one here is going to take 600 of your intermediate and I believe 2 of your advanced. Now that's what it was for this season. Your season may change. Just click on it and it'll tell you what you need to do to level these guys up. And yeah, you're just going to analyze. What I did on mine, since I had 4 rolling, I got all of them on these impure, except for the blue one. I made my brain think blue crystal stays with blue crystal, and I just started doing it only on this one, so I didn't have a lot of these idling if I didn't come back in time. When you first start this, your queue is going to be very small. It's like 8 hours or something, so you got to come back more often. But as you level yourself up, you have a higher queue, and you're able to just come back in like 18 hours. So it's not very time consuming. The main thing is, in that time, mop up all those zombies. So, Gene Empowerment Center. This is what you're doing. You're taking these guys, turning them into these guys, and you're going into the Gene Empowerment Center, and you're doing these. They're kind of like research trees. They look like DNA strands, and you're going to be upgrading yourself in here. There's a couple things that you're upgrading yourself to get. One, genetic power. This is like a competition that you do. I'm at 167, which puts me right here, 13th place. So you get that no matter what you research on here. You're going to be getting this. The higher researches you do, like, let me show you. So you're going to be starting, and these are going to be very easy to get. You're going to unlock these guys, and they're going to be like 3 crystals at first. By the time you get this way, though, they're like 700 and up. So it increases, right? But so does the genetic power. When you first start, click on it, you'll see genetic power is only 300, and your immunity in this is 20, which is why the purple is the best one to do. But you come over here to the very end and click on it, and you're getting 78,000 genetic power. So yes, more crystals, but more power along with it, more immunity along with it. And those are the 2 things that we're going to be looking at here. So genetic power, you're going to be competing on to get these rewards. The rewards aren't great. More bragging rights than anything else, I think, because here are the rewards. The chance of possibly getting a purple or a blue. That's a lame reward. These speed ups are more likely to do you, better. And the speed ups are good if you get stuck, and I have all 4 of these going, and I end up needing to do more of these pure crystals. I can click on an analyzer, click speed up, and I can use whatever speed ups I have to try and knock this queue out so I can flip to other crystals instead. Otherwise, you're just doing it so that way you'll be able to kick out more crystals. That works too. But save some just in case you do end up in a spot where you're stuck. So Gene Empowerment, the immunity that I'm talking about is only good for the Driftland trials. That's the point of this getting immunity. In the Driftland trials, you have an arena, and you're fighting these guys, but immunity matters, and if your immunity is low, you're not going to be doing any damage, just like we were in any of the other dimensions. So you want to make sure that's up there. Now with this, you saw you're getting like 20 points of immunity at the high. You're getting like 5 points of immunity when you research these things on the low. This doesn't really drastically change this number, the 100%. So you're going to be between like 90% and 100 pretty much the entire time you're doing this, which in the beginning doesn't even matter. You'll blow through so many lines right in the beginning. However, when you get to higher levels, like I'm at 6-8, when you get to higher levels and it's still in that 90 range for immunity, they're hitting you with one shot and it's taking like half your life off. So that's where you have to do other things, and I want to show you what those are. So we need to talk about the order that you need to research things in. First thing, now that you know why we need immunity and what we're going for genetic power, let's look at what gives you the most. Your purple is going to give you the most, and they're both the same, these purple ones. They're both crystallite sensing, and they give you the same amount as you're going through. However, these guys are going to be giving you 20 immunity on each one of these that you're researching. And then if you go to another one, like combat here, you get 5. So a ton less immunity. You're going to be doing a lot better on your purple ones. Now, when you get to that stage that I was talking about, where even though your immunity is good, these guys are still too strong and they're beating you, that's when you're going to double up on this blue one. You're going to come over here at that point, and you're going to start researching the top of this tree. The top of this one is going to give you things for that Driftland trial. So you're going to be getting like strength and intelligence and attack bonuses and stuff like that. That's what this top will do. So it'll even it out a little bit. Even if your immunity isn't amazing, you'll still be able to do damage to these guys. So that's when I would take it from here and move over. You're going to notice when you first start, these are really small, like 3, 6, 12, and you can take out a bunch of them. Then it's going to jump up to 90 and 200 and things. But you're going to remember the other lines are still 3, 6, 12. So I went on this first line, and I knocked out a bunch until it got into the hundreds area, and then I stopped, and then I went back and I did the other lines, and I just did all the little ones on all of them because that boosted my genetic power and it put me in a good place. And I think that's where you need to be so you can compete in this stuff. With that said, though, you do have 2 other analyzers that you have to unlock. So this is how I did it. I went into purple, and I saw that the purple is giving you increased analyzer amount, your Q, and it's giving you increased analyzer speed. So the faster you kick things out, the better. So I knocked all the small ones out at first, and then I saved up the 300 to unlock the second one, and then I saved up the other 600 to unlock the third one. Now I have 4 of them going, and I just continually banked the crystals in there, and I knocked out these a ton. Kept me in the top 10 for most of this season. So that is what I recommend you guys doing as far as how to attack this. The order of things that you need to do in here would be purple, blue, green. The green pretty much suck. You don't really want to put anything into those. So your purple, highest immunity, and you're going to be putting most of your stuff into there. This guy is going to help you with Driftland on top and on the Mutation Zombie on the bottom. Now this Mutation Zombie, this guy right here, this one comes out Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. When it comes out, your team can set the time, and you can see it'll say a duration, and you can hit the challenge button and you can go fight it. You want to hit it with the most damage lineup you can get. So you're thinking your zombie legion lines, those kind of things is what you want to hit it with. Anything that you can really do a bunch of damage with, the things that you're hitting the wreckers with. That's your individual damage. You get individual damage rewards. It accumulates. So as you're doing this, it's going to be adding up, and you're going to be able to get more of these crystals, which is good. But you also have an alliance reward that you want too. So you have your individual and your alliance ranking, and you have this here, which is like a leaderboard on your ranking, and you want to get up towards the top because these are the rewards that you're getting for it. Pretty decent. You're getting a lot of these guys. So that's another thing that you're competing in, and the way that you can do better in this is by researching this bottom line right here, because it's going to give you additional bonuses on this. You're going to have hero strength bonuses. You're going to have INT and everything else. The same thing as the top row, except it's specific to that zombie instead of doing the Driftland. So that's what this tree is. The things in the middle will give you luck. So it's a bonus, and you are getting more immunity for these ones in the middle, and the ones in the middle that are big take the these ones here, the advanced crystals. All the other ones through here are taking your intermediate crystals, but these big ones here are going to take the advanced. So that's going to be your stopping point if you don't have any of those advanced researched. So these also unlock with Revelation. So as you're going through, it'll say it unlocks after this chapter, and then you can move on to the next one. So you may hit a spot where you're maxed out, and then you can switch to another tree. The bottom one here helps you in the world map. When you're fighting anybody, this is a protection tree basically, and it's making it so you can defend yourself better. You have luck again on these ones, and the immunity on those 2 are good, but the immunity on these aren't. You only get 5 immunity. So again, this is a lower tree. But if you guys are fighting a lot, this would be one to bank into because of what it gives you. You have AGI increases, you have your HP, you have healing effects that you can do. So there's a bunch of stuff. Vitality. This is basically just armor. It's making you stronger so you don't take as much damage out when you're fighting people, because you do end up fighting a lot of people for cities and everything else that we talked about with the fog and all that. So you can bank into that if you guys are really in trouble and fighting a lot and it's becoming a problem. This is going to be for your Driftland Mutation, and these are going to be for your immunity so that you can bank on that Driftland trial. These guys over here are just to bunk up your genetic power. You can get genetic power from it. Again, the immunity is not great, and it's only increasing your research speed. It's not good. You do get 2 luck when you hit these guys, just like the other ones. But that's really all you're getting from this. It's low immunity. It's not doing much for you. Same as this other green tree. It's a construction one. So you're upping the construction speed. Very low immunity. It's not doing much for you. If you max out the other trees and you hit that spot where you can't go past the chapter, come down here, finish these out, because that's going to give you a jump ahead on the competition. So that's how I would tackle this. Driftland trials, only other advice I have to you guys on this is to go into the challenge. This works as the arena, as the exploration tab. So same rules apply. You have your faction bonuses you can focus on for bigger bonus, for bigger damage. You could see what hero is a problem hero over here. I do notice that they mix up the factions a lot more though, but you do have the faction multiplier too. So you're going to be doing more damage towards a specific faction. So since they mix them up so much, it's not like you're damaging the whole line. But if you have a problem hero over here, you could set up the opposite faction on this side to destroy that problem hero first so that you can get past that stage. Laurel is like my nemesis on this side. She's destroying everybody. I even have Haytex in the front row, and I've lost a couple times with decent immunity because she just kills everybody. My special weapon here is Ricardo, because he'll chain that whole back line. Haytex comes in and just obliterates it. And then I get past that hump where I have freaking Laurel bothering me, and then I can go 2, 3, or 4 more stages up because I got past that one. So that's ways that you can do this. Move things around, add 3 tanks in. Sometimes that helps. Test your different lines, but that's what's really going to help you. Focus on these 2 things and take out whatever the problem child is on this side. So that is everything I know about Driftland Trials. With this guy, you're going to be wanting to do your best lineup, and the best lineup that I have found is going to be my Zombie Legion line. I've tested 10 lines so far, just doing different ones to see what would happen, and because we've had it for 2 days now, and I've gone through having Kaya in my line, I've gone through using the Queen lineup that I use, anything else that I can think of mixing it up, and I've changed drastically for the Halloween dog thing that they have, and I got a crazy high score on that with putting people like Kaya in the line and adding contracts to different heroes, and that lineup did horrible in this. So Zombie Legion line seems to do the best. This is what it is, just so you guys know what I'm using. I have a video on building your own Zombie Legion line and how I put this together, but these are the best heroes for it that I've been able to find. And I don't even have her start up all the way, and I was able to get a very high score. My team and I compared notes yesterday, and I got the highest on the Alliance as of that time. I haven't talked to anybody today, but again, if you hit share on this and send it to your Alliance, it doesn't actually come up in the Alliance screen. Like, you don't actually share it whatsoever. This is our Alliance, nothing. Doesn't pop up. So you can't share notes with each other. All we could do is say, I killed this many versus how many you killed, what line worked better, and then I shared my lineup with them. That way they would have it. So right now, that's the best lineup we've been able to find. I'm not saying that's the best lineup out there, though. So if you found something that works better for this, if you could please let us know, and that way we can all learn from each other. Other than that, you have Ruins of Eden, which is the same that it's always been, and that is basically it for this entire dimension. So to recap on what you do when you come into this place, you're going to jump in, take your level 1, get on that border of your level 2, main lineup goes and kills the zombies, and then you're going to send your second and third lineup to take the other to level 1, so you have a safety barrier between you and the big guys. Then you're going to be taking those level 2s, going to level 3s, take the signal towers, take your level 3s, level 4s open after a week. When level 4s open, take those gates, do not take any cities after that until you mop up all of the fog, and then you're going to basically be getting your revelation words for your 4s, 5s, 6s, and Eden. Eden does have another thing. And also after those 6s, you unlock the middle area that does have some more fog in case you miss out on that. But Eden does have another thing where you do have to take the laser towers down. You need to take all 4 of them before you can capture Eden. You're going to take all your crystals you get from the constant mopping up zombies that you're going to do. You're going to throw them into the analyzer right here, and that's going to give you your superchargers. You're going to take all the new crystals that you have, go into the Gene Empowerment Center, and upgrade these things starting with purple, then blue, then green. And that's how you're going to do this. So that is all I know on this dimension. I hope this helps you guys out. And if you lasted this long in the video, I really appreciate you guys watching. I will catch you on the next one.